Would you trust a machine with your child? What if your child loved it more than you? The future won't ask permission, and it won't wait for us to be ready. The first robot in your home will not arrive like an invasion. It will arrive like help. It will carry groceries from the door, pick up socks from the floor, unload the dishwasher while you answer emails, stand quietly in the corner while your child eats breakfast, and after a few weeks, you may stop noticing it. That is how the future enters the house, not with a dramatic explosion, but with convenience, a small task removed, a little time saved, one more burden transferred from human hands to a machine that never sighs. For decades, robots lived mostly in factories, warehouses, hospitals, and science fiction. They welded metal, moved packages, assisted surgeons, or appeared in movies as symbols of either hope or disaster. But the next frontier is more intimate, the home, not the office, not the assembly line. Your kitchen, your bedroom, your hallway, the place where you are least prepared to perform. Humanoid robots are being designed to enter spaces built for human bodies. Stairs, doors, cupboards, laundry baskets, handles, tables, chairs. Our entire domestic world is shaped around arms, legs, hands, eyes, and balance. So instead of rebuilding every home for machines, engineers are trying to build machines shaped like us. That decision is practical and psychologically dangerous, because when something has a face-like screen, two arms, a head that turns toward you, and a voice that answers calmly, the brain does not treat it like a washing machine. It begins to treat it like a presence. Not fully human, but not just an object either. This in-between state may define the next era of robotics. Today, most home robots are simple: vacuum cleaners, lawnmowers, small devices with limited movement and limited intelligence. They do one job, usually badly at first, then better over time. We forgive them because they are clearly machines. But a humanoid robot will be different. It will move through rooms like a servant, a helper, a guard, a nurse, maybe even a companion. It will see the mess on your table, hear your arguments, watch your routines, learn when you sleep, when you leave, what your child drops, what your elderly parent forgets, and how your household really works when nobody outside is watching. A smartphone knows your digital life. A home robot could know your physical life. That is a much deeper kind of knowledge. Early home humanoids will probably be clumsy. They may move slowly. They may need remote assistance. They may fail at tasks that a child can do without thinking. Folding a shirt, opening a stuck drawer, cleaning under a chair, handling a wet glass, stepping around a dog. These things look simple only because human bodies are miracles we stopped noticing. Robotics companies are now racing to solve this problem. Some are training robots from video. Some use teleoperation, where a human supervisor can guide the robot through difficult tasks. Some are building softer bodies, safer joints, better hands, and artificial intelligence systems that connect language with movement. Recent demonstrations show humanoids becoming more capable at domestic-looking tasks, from tidying rooms to handling objects and coordinating movements. Market forecasts suggest investors now see humanoid robots not as a toy, but as a future labor platform. The evidence is still developing, but the direction is clear. Machines are learning to operate in the messy world, and the home is the messiest world of all. The question is not whether humanoid robots will become useful. They will. The question is whether we are emotionally, socially, and legally ready for useful machines that live beside us. At first, the benefits will be obvious. For busy parents, a robot that handles dishes, laundry, and basic cleaning could feel like a miracle. For disabled people, it could mean independence. For elderly people, it could mean staying at home longer instead of moving into care. For hospitals and care homes, humanoid assistants could reduce pressure on exhausted workers. This is the beautiful version of the future, a machine that gives time back, a body that helps when human bodies are tired, a quiet assistant that turns technology into care. But every beautiful future casts a shadow. The first shadow is privacy. A robot cannot help in your home without sensing your home. Cameras, microphones, depth sensors, motion tracking, object recognition, voice commands, maps of rooms, schedules, habits, faces. To make your life easier, it must observe your life closely. And the more capable it becomes, the more personal the data becomes. It will not only know that there is a chair in the kitchen, it may know who sits there alone at night. It may know when a couple stops sleeping in the same room. It may know when an elderly parent falls, when a teenager cries, when someone drinks too much, when a child is left unattended. This is not normal data. This is household intimacy. If that information stays protected, it could save lives. If it is leaked, sold, hacked, subpoenaed, or used for advertising, it could become one of the most invasive technologies ever placed inside private life. The second shadow is dependence. Convenience changes behavior slowly. The first time a robot cleans the kitchen, you feel grateful. After a month, you expect it. After a year, you may no longer remember how much work your life once required. This is not automatically bad. Humans have always used tools to reduce labor. Washing machines, elevators, cars, dishwashers, search engines. Civilization is built on outsourcing effort. But humanoid robots may outsource something deeper than effort. They may outsource patience, awareness, care, responsibility. If a robot reminds your father to take his medicine, do you call him less? If it plays with your child while you work, do you feel less guilty? If it listens to your partner complain, do you stop listening? If it handles the emotional temperature of the home, what happens to the human skills that used to hold a family together? The danger is not that robots will suddenly hate us. The danger is that they will make neglect feel efficient. The third shadow is class. At first, home humanoids will be expensive. The richest households will get robotic assistants first. They will buy back hours of life: cleaning, lifting, organizing, monitoring, caring. Meanwhile, poorer families may keep doing the same exhausting work by hand. If the technology becomes cheaper, it could spread widely. But before that happens, a new divide may appear. Some people will live with robotic servants, others will work like robots. That contrast could become socially explosive, especially if humanoids begin replacing human cleaners, caregivers, warehouse workers, delivery workers, and service employees at the same time they appear in wealthy homes as private helpers. A robot in the home is not only a device, it is a symbol of who gets served and who gets replaced. The fourth shadow is safety. A humanoid robot is not a chatbot. It has weight, it has motors, it has arms, it can lift objects, open doors, move near children, interact with pets, and make physical mistakes. One software error in a text generator can produce a strange sentence. One software error in a home robot can break a glass, crush a finger, block a doorway, drop a baby bottle into the wrong place, or fail to recognize danger quickly enough. This does not mean home robots must be feared. Cars are dangerous too, and society built rules, tests, insurance, road systems, and responsibility around them. But homes are less controlled than roads. They are full of chaos, toys on the floor, wet tiles, sleeping pets, unpredictable children, open drawers, emotional humans. The real world does not behave like a demo video. And that is where trust will be tested. Trust may become the most important feature of all. Not speed, not strength, not intelligence. Trust. Can you trust the robot when you are not watching? Can you trust the company behind it? Can you trust the software update that arrives overnight? Can you trust the remote operator who might help it learn a task? Can you trust it around a child, an elderly parent, a private argument, an unlocked drawer, a medical device, a family secret? Humanoid robots will not enter homes only through engineering. They will enter through trust. And trust is fragile. One viral accident could slow adoption for years. One privacy scandal could change public opinion. One story of a robot saving an elderly person after a fall could accelerate everything. The future may swing between fear and fascination with every headline. But underneath the headlines, something quieter will happen. Families will adapt. Children may grow up seeing humanoid robots as normal. A child who learns to say thank you to a machine may develop a different emotional relationship with technology than any generation before. They may command it, befriend it, ignore it, or depend on it. Parents will face strange new questions. Should a child be allowed to bond with the robot? Should the robot comfort them when they cry? Should it report behavior to parents? Should it obey a child or override them for safety? Should it pretend to have feelings? Should it be polite? Should the child be polite back? These questions sound small. They are not. They shape what children believe a relationship is. If a child grows up with a perfect helper that always listens, always serves, and never needs anything, the child may learn convenience before empathy, command before cooperation, control before respect. Or, if designed carefully, the robot could teach responsibility, kindness, safety, and routine. The difference will not be automatic. It will be designed. That is why the design of home robots is not just a technical problem. It is a moral one. Every behavior teaches something. The way the robot answers, the way it refuses, the way it handles privacy, the way it stands near people, the way it responds to anger, the way it treats children, elders, guests, and workers. A humanoid robot is a machine, but inside a home, it becomes part of the social atmosphere. It changes the room. In the optimistic future, these robots help humanity age with dignity. They reduce domestic exhaustion. They assist people with disabilities. They take over dangerous tasks. They give families more time together. They become tools that support human life without replacing human connection. In the darker future, they become surveillance bodies owned by corporations. They normalize emotional distance. They weaken household responsibility. They replace human labor faster than society can adapt. They turn the private home into a data-rich workspace where every movement can be analyzed. And in the strangest future, they become so familiar that we stop asking what they are. Not alive, not dead, not family, not furniture, something else, a domestic presence that may be the real threshold. Not the day robots become conscious, not the day they look perfectly human, but the day an ordinary person walks through their home, sees a humanoid machine folding laundry, and feels nothing unusual. That is when the future has already happened. So are we ready? Technologically, almost. Economically, not yet. Legally, barely. Emotionally, probably not. Because bringing humanoid robots home is not like buying a new appliance. It is inviting a sensing, moving, learning system into the most vulnerable architecture of human life. The home is where we are tired, where we are honest, where we are weak, where we are loved, where we are not performing for the world. If machines are coming into that space, then the question is not only what they can do, the question is what they should never be allowed to do. Because the future of robotics will not be decided only in laboratories or investor meetings. It will be decided in kitchens, in bedrooms, in children's rooms, in the quiet moment when a machine asks, "How can I help?" And we will have to decide whether the answer is convenience or caution.